Take Along, a Thomas and Friends toy range, hated by many, but still loved by a fair number of people in the Thomas fandom. Released in 2002, who knew that such a simple toy line can have such confusing mysteries? And that's what I'm gonna do today. I am going to take you through a ride of take-along mysteries that will make you go crazy trying to figure out the answer. This is the Thomas Take-Along Iceberg. Let's begin. Ah, yes, the good old Dusty Duncan. One of the most common known take-along mysteries of all time, especially on Twitter. What makes this Dusty Duncan so mysterious is that nobody knows where it came from. Yes, this item's whereabouts are absolutely mysterious. Nobody knows where it came from, but there are a couple theories. One of them is that if a parent bought a take-along item of any kind online, Learning Curve would send them a gift, and one of them would be like a bonus gift, and that would be the Dusty Duncan. And that is probably why its whereabouts are unknown, because it didn't come in a pack or in some sort of set. It came from online, no packaging or whatsoever, maybe in a plastic bag, and just like that. Another theory is that this was a canceled item that somehow it just got over the place with no packaging. It just came straight out of the factory and people just got their hands on them and they just got passed around and stuff like that. But that wouldn't really make any sense because this item is not rare. It's just it's common but slightly uncommon, if that makes sense. Next on our list is the Great Waterton Building Company car. This item is just the absolute same as the Dusty Duncan. Nobody knows where it came from. It's the absolute same that it has gone to the point where it is believed that it came with the Dusty Duncan. This makes people believe that this thing had something to do with the release of The Great Discovery, a Thomas film that was released in 2008. Nobody knows where this came from. Nobody knows at all. This thing is just as mysterious as the Dusty Duncan. In 2005, there was a Thomas the Tank Engine film called Calling All Engines, and because of that film, Take Along decided to make a pack. But something strange about this pack is that it did not include any character cards. In most Take Along items, they include character cards. I own some of my own. The character cards had a picture of the character, and in the back of the card, it had a bio of the character. In 2007, there was a Take-Along 3-pack introduced. It was the Thomas and the Jet Engine pack that was based off of the Thomas and the Jet Engine episode. What's strange about this 3-pack is that they included Thomas with a face based off of this face instead of the iconic shocked one that's used in most of the promos. What puts this item on the iceberg is the fact that there are two different types of Thomases that can be found in this Jet Engine pack. What I mean is that there are two types of Thomases. One Thomas has thick triangular eyebrows, and I actually own one. Here it is. The other Thomas has round-looking eyebrows that look pretty different to what the thick triangular ones look like. So Yeah, it is confirmed that there are two different types of jet engine Thomases. But wait, what is that? Look closer. Like, bro, do you see that? Here, let's take a closer look. Like, look closer. What is that? The 303 printing mistake is just as simple as it sounds. It was just a printing mistake with two deluxe scene sets, with one of them being the Gordon Takes a Tumble set and the other being the Henry and the Elephant set. Both of them were mislabeled for 303. Nobody knows why. It was probably just a simple factory error. Or was it? The Holiday Henry and Gordon are two cancelled products that were made for Christmas. When Take Along was still around, there was a Holiday Thomas and Percy made, and there was supposed to be a Gordon and Henry as well. But sadly, they were never made. Nobody knows why. Maybe they were cancelled because Take Along was coming to its end. Or maybe it was something else. We may never know. But what we do know is that a few Henrys and Gordons have been released somehow, and people have got their hands on them and have been sold. Sadly, there are barely any pictures of them, so we can barely see how they were meant to look like. The Take Along Hiro. A rather strange item, but considered unique by a bunch of individuals, such as me. It was the last Take Along engine that was ever produced, before Take Along turned into the now abomination called Take and Play. Right before when Take Along was discontinued, there were prototypes revealed what was supposed to be a lost and found Take Along Hiro. These look pretty cool actually. I wish they were actually produced so I can have one, but that's probably not gonna happen. But who knows? Only time can tell. The prototypes look extremely strange and odd, at least the face. The faces just look off. These dark gray-faced ones look like they just witnessed a murder right before their very eyes. Who knows who could have been murdered? It was you. No, we're well, the spit, to be the I thought there's the battle, who's not the best about, The bossy boiler Emily, otherwise known as the Take Along Angry Emily, comes from the Emily's Adventure Deluxe set. What a bunch of people don't know is that this Emily is actually called the Bossy Baller Emily. It is a misspell of Bossy Boiler Emily. There have been known to be a bunch of Take Along misspells, such as one of them being the Mr. Percival's car bio saying "and" 2 times. There is a Take Along Happy Diesel 10 that comes from the Take Along Calling All Engines 4-pack that I previously showed you guys. It is kind of rare, well not really, it's just kind of uncommon. It is based off of this abomination from the actual Calling All Engines film itself. What a bunch of people don't know is that there are 2 variations of the Happy Diesel 10. If you look closely and pay attention, The Happy Diesel 10 that's all the way in the right has black weathering powder on its side. But if you pay close attention to the other two Happy Diesel 10s on the right, you can see that they have no black weathering powder on their sides. Pretty strange, huh? My theory is that when they were first producing the Calling All Engines 4-pack, the first types of Happy Diesel 10s did not have any black weathering powder, so that way they can make Diesel 10 look less scary and more happier. But maybe they decided that the black weathering powder would be more fitting for Diesel 10 and decided to go along with it. The deluxe playscenes are probably the best playsets Take-Along has ever produced. Even though there have only been 7, who knows what other could have been made. And this is where 305 comes in. If you have all the deluxe playsets in box, you will notice that there are labeled 304 and 306. As you can see, it has skipped 305, so it has come to believe that it is a cancelled deluxe playscene. There are many possibilities of what this cancelled playscene can be. As you can see here, what it looks like, maybe a shocked Take-Along Spencer, which could have been based off of Edward the Great, maybe. Maybe we could have gotten a muddy, worried Take-Along Toby, based off of the Season 5 Thomas the Tank Engine episode, Toby and the Flood. Maybe we could have gotten a shocked, dusty Take-Along Edward based off of the Season 7 episode, Edward's Brass Band. Maybe we could have gotten a shocked or sad fruit-covered Arthur from the crash in the Season 7 episode, The Spotless Record. Maybe we could have gotten a Take-Along Duck from the Season 2 episode, A Close Shave. What is 305? As a bunch of you know, every Take-Along set contains a few small pieces. And because of this, there is a restriction that kids younger than 3 years old cannot play with due to them choking. And before this resulted in a huge Take-Along recall. In 2005, there was a huge Take-Along recall due to a bunch of little kids choking on small pieces of the products. This is why a bunch of Take-Alongs are rare in America or Australia, because some items were recalled. Special thanks to Railmake Productions, Rohit or at 2005 Engine, Cano Beans or at Cano Beans 10, and last but definitely not least, Mary or at Dusty Mary 53. These are my amazing friends that helped provide information, pictures, and a bunch of other things on this iceberg. And I can definitely say that this iceberg wouldn't have been possible without you all. Thank you so much. Their YouTube channels and Twitters will be in the description.